Welcome to the third lesson of Thuma Mina Teaching History Grade 9. So when we look at history, many times when we start something, we look at the end of something else. And when it comes to the Cold War, we look at the end of the Second World War as that produces or leads into the Cold War. Now you'll remember in the first term, you learned about the Second World War and that it was between the Allies and the Axis powers. So for the first couple of years, Nazi Germany ruled most of Europe. But in 1943, there was a turning point where the Allies started advancing towards Berlin. From the south, the Allies started with their Italian campaign. From the west, the Allies landed on the French coast, what we call D-Day. And from the northeast, Russia advanced after they defeated the Nazis at Stalingrad. All these forces moved towards Berlin, the epicenter of World War II. The Allies liberated Europe from the west and from the east. And the way they did it was completely different. As they moved from the west, the Allies would liberate these countries and give back those countries their own freedom. But from the east, Russia, when they liberated these countries, they enforced communist rule over these countries. This was a major problem for the USA. And they had to have several conferences to discuss this issue. The Yalta and the Potsdam Conference primarily looked at what they should do with the liberated countries of Europe. This is a very well-known photo taken at the Potsdam Conference of the Big Three: Winston Churchill, Harry S. Truman, and Joseph Stalin. At the Potsdam Conference, Stalin was informed of America's new weapon, the atomic bomb. So the Potsdam Conference ended on the 2nd of August, and only 4 days afterwards, America used their nuclear warfare, the atomic bomb, on Hiroshima. 3 days after that, they used it again on Nagasaki. This was a major shock for Stalin because Stalin realized two things. Firstly, he's way behind America in terms of weapon technology, and secondly, America is actually prepared and willing to use this massive bomb in warfare. This new atomic bomb changed the landscape of warfare completely. And this brings me to today's key word: nuclear weapons. A nuclear weapon is an explosive device that derives its destructive force from nuclear reactions. This brings me to the end of this lesson. Remember to follow the activity in the description below.